Okay,
What's up, guys?
next episode. Oh yeah, we have to do the whole thing again. Go for it, bro.
Hi,
Do the intro.
friends.
Hi guys.
How are you guys? It's been so long since we spoke to you. Fuck me.
So long, bro.
Bro,
Like
Sanch,
a
it's been
whole
like a
hour.
week, bro. Why haven't I seen you this whole week?
We just shot an episode right before this, like 30 minutes before this one.
Hey, you were not supposed to give it away so quick, bro.
It's okay, bro. It's not that big a secret also.
Yeah, we are doing some bad shoot and all. Profesh.
I know, profesh as fuck.
Okay, so shall we jump into it?
Let's do it.
Oh, my days. Hi, guys. Welcome to our podcast. Did I ask for this podcast?
Why do you say it like that every time? That's not the name of our podcast.
I mean, it's just become a thing now, innit?
So the podcast is called Did I Ask?
That's right.
Just want to
But all
put
our
that
handles are
out there.
called Did I Ask for this podcast because we were just being funny. So follow us,
You
like,
know, I was
share, subscribe.
okay. So, I was gonna actually, I thought about it after I created our email, but I was thinking we should have said, Did I ask for this email rather than Did I ask for this
Oh, that would have been
podcast?
funny.
Like everything should have been
Yeah, did I ask for this
relative to.
IG?
Exactly.
But it's okay. We stay consistent across platforms. Nobody asked for this
Yeah, fair enough.
podcast. We also did not ask for this
Nobody asked.
podcast.
It just had to
It just
happen.
happened naturally.
So many thoughts.
Okay, so do you want to introduce the big question for this week?
Okay, let's do this. And today's big question is, am I a corporate girly or am I just selling my soul?
Oh, dun dun dun. Crazy.
Dun 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 for real. A question we have all asked ourselves multiple times a day.
Facts.
So let's get in it. Okay, I have a great first
Go for
question.
it.
It's going to hit a little too hard.
Oh no, I'm scared. Send it though.
Okay, so we're all part of the grind, we're all part of the hustle, we have all the ambition, independent woman, all that, right? Would you still be driven or ambitious in that way, or still be this driven and ambitious if everything was free?
Hell no. Bro, if everything was free, first of all, my ideal, I think about this even now, yeah. Even when things are not free, sometimes I think about this. I'm like, why am I driven to work so hard? Because I need money, because I want materialistic things. But what if I just switch up my lifestyle and I become self sufficient? Like, I grow my own plants, I build my own hut, I go back to the caveman times. What's the problem?
Like, what do you mean when you say grow your own plants, like build your own hut? Like, you still need money for that shit.
Why? I'll go to some jungle. I'll take my fucking trees and my palm fronds. I'll build my hut. I'll grow my own plants based off of the terrain of that location. I have no more social media. I will entertain myself by coloring on my wall. I'll make paint from my chalk and my eggshells.
Chalk and your
Yeah,
eggshells.
have you not seen those
Okay.
videos where they crush eggshells into like real fine powder and you add like dye to it and then it becomes chalk? Yeah,
Wow.
I'll get
Innovation.
one
Okay.
chicken. Maybe that I'll pay money for. I'll buy a chicken from somewhere. And then
So the one thing she's taking with her to the jungle is a
chicken.
chicken. So she can make
Yeah.
chalk to
So I
color.
get eggs which is protein, and then I fucking make chalk from their eggshells. I'll use natural dyes like flowers and shit. And then I'll just draw on my wall, bro, and I'll sing. Vibes, no.
What kind of wall is there in the forest,
In my
bro?
hut, you idiot.
In your heart.
I'll paint on my fucking like roof and all on the leaf. I'll make paintings or on the ground. I'll draw like you know how you've seen those kids like in summer vacation on the footpath and all they fucking draw those hopscotch. boxes.
Yeah.
All that, I'll draw all that. Life is good.
Wow. Is it though?
The only
That's
problem
you
is,
answered this question in such an extreme way.
I've really thought about it. What do we need money for? Only because we like materialistic shit. Food, the earth gives us. Air, the earth gives us. Water, the earth gives us. Everything we need to
That is
survive.
actually true. I have seen this one dude who basically like built this like self-sufficient house, and he like generates so much energy from it that he actually makes money by selling it back to the grid.
Yeah.
So like, and everything else is like taken care of in the house. Like it's a greenhouse, there's food,
Oh,
like
yeah, I've
he
seen that
built it
too.
from scratch.
Exactly. Yeah, honestly, okay, maybe I'm like going to one extreme, but if you really think about it, we can have one of those modern day self sufficient homes where you have an initial investment of like, okay, building a house that's, you know, whatever, generates its own electricity and shit like this. And then donezo, bro,
So why don't you do it?
because I'm not that rich yet.
So you're saying you need money even to do that.
That's the modern day energy. But the caveman energy is pretty much free, bro. The only reason I'm not doing it is because I like being materialistic and I've been sucked too deep into the social constructs of today.
Yeah, that is real actually. Like we do like materialistic things. But I do think that I could be happy without that much money.
Yeah, me never. Whoever says
Like I could fully
money
be one of
doesn't
those
bring
people.
happiness, you can suck my ass. Then give me your money, bro. I'll be happy with it. You're doing some social service.
No, no, I think you need like a certain level of money for sure, just for like comfort and just to like keep up the lifestyle that you've been acclimated to. But I really do think, you could really retire early and just be like, okay, this is how much savings I
Listen,
have. I'm just gonna live within these means.
listen, you know what kind of people say this kind of shit, yeah? It's the fuckers that are rich. Don't piss me off right now. I'm getting damn irritated.
Why are you getting annoyed
Because
at
I'm
me?
poor. I don't
You're
have these
not
options.
poor.
All of my money goes to the government. I pay too many taxes.
That's also fair. No, but okay, let's circle back to the question.
So I
So,
answered my question. If the motive wasn't, if everything in the world was free and I could do anything I wanted like at free will, why should I work, bro?
so you wouldn't work. Like, would you do anything?
Yeah, of course. I would do things to keep myself busy, but if everything was free and like I could just go to the spa and chill every day, why not, bro? I'll do all that for free. Why do I need money to go to the spa now?
That's true. That's true. I agree with you because I feel like otherwise there's just a wave of pointlessness that washes over
Yeah.
you. Bro, I my whole TikTok algorithm is that only though. Like it's just, that self-sustaining, grow your own. Have you seen Brett Rockman?
Of course.
Man's living my dream, bruv. The peacocks and the chicken. Oh, yeah, that's the life.
Yeah.
It's like have enough money to just fuck around, just do side
But yeah,
quests
that's
now.
different though. That's like you have so much money, you're exactly doing side quests. This is like your main quest is to survive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is actually different. I feel like then we have to like be more specific. Like, is everything actually just free and now I have too much free time? Or is it like, okay, now I finally have the option to self sustain and just like depart from corporate culture or capitalism fully.
But I feel like for all of, okay, I don't know. I guess it depends on each type of career domain or whatever. But to get the latter that you were just saying, where you're free from this grind and all that kind of shit, and like you have enough time to focus on whatever you want to do, you need, in at least in today's age, you need to have a certain amount of money to be able to delegate the rest of your responsibilities to other people. Like, okay,
Yeah,
let's say
true,
we
true,
were
true.
taking Bretman Rock's example, right? I'm sure if one day he wanted to like not take care of his chickens anymore, he can hire somebody to take care of them. He has that financial capacity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't.
I understand what you're saying.
If I
Yeah,
get a chicken,
that's
that
a
chicken is
luxury.
my child.
Wait, so his name is Bretman Rock?
Yeah, why?
I kept saying Brett Rockman.
Why did I not even clock that?
You did not correct me.
I didn't even realize. Oh my days, why
Anyway,
did I not clock that earlier?
anyway. Okay. I mean, yeah, I feel like going back to the initial question, I feel like I would definitely still do something. Like I still feel like I would need a project or like
Mm,
need a main quest still,
mm.
but I don't think it would be this. Like I agree with you. It would never ever be a 9 to 5. It would never be like working for someone else. It yeah.
Yeah.
We like went very far. I forgot what the question was.
We can just go to the next question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a little bit of a funny one. Right. So, what are the, I don't know, like dumb things that you would do just to land a job? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. At a job interview or something, you're like willing to say yes to everything. You know what I mean?
I think taking any type of pay. Like yeah, it's this is what I expect, but it's negotiable. Don't worry.
Honestly, 100%. That was going to be my one too.
What else do people like sacrifice? I think like
Hours as well.
hours as well, but I think hours usually you don't actually know what the hours are like until you start and then you're like, fuck.
No, sometimes companies do tell, like, okay, I'm talking about Dubai. Sometimes there are companies that expect you to work on one day of the weekend. So, like
Yeah,
a
true, true, true,
6 day
true,
work
true.
week.
You're
And a
right.
lot of
You're
times
right.
companies tell you that we have a 6 day work week before you start the role. And right out of uni, I was fully willing to do it.
Yeah.
In
You're right,
fact, I
you're
did
right.
it. Yeah. And
Places do do that.
I remember when I was still in Dubai before I moved for masters or whatever, I used to work at this office which was located in a labor camp.
Really?
And do you know the kind of traumatizing things I've seen there? Bro, that office was like a one room office. They didn't even have a separate female's washroom. I was the
Oh,
only female in that like company.
wow.
And or whatever, only female office employee at that company for a long time until they hired one more. But when it was just me, imagine there's like 10 other men in that office. They're all pissing in the same room as me. Yuck. Yuck.
Nah, that's
I
some
really need to have
nasty.
more self-worth than that. That was crazy.
I mean, I get it though. Like your first job, you really are willing to do anything because most jobs, even your like graduate level jobs, require you to come with experience. So at that point, you'll just take anything, because it doesn't
But
make any
that's
sense.
wild. I remember I used to have proper mental breakdowns because I'm like, I studied so hard. I graduated like with distinction to be doing this as my job. What? And I wasn't even getting paid well, bro.
Yeah, even getting paid at your first job is a huge thing. Like just
Yeah,
getting
it's so
paid.
sad because now to get like a proper corporate job, imagine there are kids doing like five, six internships by the time they're out of uni.
That was me.
Same,
That was literally me. I have like 5 internships on my resume for 5 years of
same.
bachelor's.
Yeah, it's sad. Oh my God, that reminds me of a little bit of a side story.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a funny story. So, in uni and at school and stuff, generally, I've always been good at getting decent grades. Like, I've always done well.
Yeah.
I remember, especially in undergrad, it was not so common for people to get distinction and stuff like this. And I always had distinction, right? And this was our mandatory internship that we had to do at like during our final year. And basically, so how it worked was our uni would give us a list of companies that have tie-ups with the university, and they're looking for interns, and they'd give the university a number of students that they're willing to take. And all the companies could give different criteria, like we want students from so and so type of engineering, or we want students that have this minimum GPA and blah 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 blah. So we basically get to choose some preferences of, let's say, two or three companies that we would like to apply to. And if you did well at uni, you're more likely to get your first option,
Yeah.
right? And if you didn't do well in uni, you're just stuck with whichever company is willing to take you. You don't really have a choice, right?
Hmm.
But anyway, so I don't remember if I chose this company myself or they selected me or whatever. Anyway, I got into this company. Bro, they hated me, yeah. They hated me with a passion. And I could never understand why they hated me because I'm such a tryhard.
You're such a
Like,
tryhard.
genuinely, I want to do well at my job. I'm sat there. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't want to include me in any of their projects. They did not want to delegate work to the interns. Basically, they just didn't trust the interns to get it done, right? And
Yeah.
long story short, at one point, I was just getting called out because I took a little bit of an extra lunch break or some shit. I don't remember. And bro, the man starts giving me shit. He's like, just because you have 9 GPA, you have 9.5, you think you can be cool around here, you don't have to do any work. I'm like, what? So this whole time you hated me because you just thought I'm a smart kid. This makes no sense. This was your company requirement. You wanted to hire people that had above 9. And now you're hating on us. What for? What did we do to you, bro? And
That's
then, yeah,
so
got damaged.
unnecessary though.
Got damaged. Start
That,
from the bottom now, hey.
bruh.
Start from the bottom now, the whole thing fucking, hey.
But you're right. That's actually some like toxic work culture.
Bro, it was wild. Our job timing was 9 to 6. If we left at 6, they'd get pissed. If we left at 7, they'll get pissed.
Okay, that is something that I find so annoying about about so many offices. What are all these unsaid rules, bro? Just fucking tell me how long everyone stays or like how long I need to stay. It really, really irritates me, okay? Because I'm one of those people that's like, okay, 5 o'clock, bye.
I'm out, same.
Yeah, like I was here from 9 to 5. That's
I serve my time. I'm
yeah,
out.
that's like one third of my day. I had to do the math. That's one third of my day, bro. I was here, okay? The other one third goes in sleep. Now, can I have the last one third of my day? But there's so many unsaid rules, especially with smaller offices or like startups or like just tiny offices in general, where there's so many unsaid rules that you just have to stay as long as the owner's there or like as long
Yeah.
as anyone else is there because you're the junior most in the company, so you have to work the hardest. Okay, let me ask you, have you ever cried at work or cried because of work?
100%.
Yeah,
I don't think
same.
I've actually, no, I have a funny story for both. There was one time that I cried at work, and there was one time that I cried because of work.
Okay, go for it.
So, first story when I cried at work. This is again the same company that hated me because I did well at uni. They were just crazy in it. So I think this was the same event, right?
Yeah.
Basically, I'd come back late from lunch or something that one afternoon. When I say come back late from lunch, okay, the only difference was instead of sitting and eating my lunch inside the office, I would go outside, but in the same building on the same floor.
Okay.
All I did was just go out the door and come back in like some, let's
Oh,
say, 10-15 minutes late.
okay.
And 10-15 minutes, like, okay, if lunch was 1 hour, 15 minutes of 1 hour extra is not even a big deal. If you want, I can stay that 15 minutes extra in the evening. Come on, man. Anyway, so, and not like I had any responsibilities. You know what I used to do? Because they would refuse to give me any work, I used to sit there playing fucking Sudoku and shit.
Minesweeper.
Yeah, bro. There were days, I mean, most of the times I was just preparing for my like GRE and stuff like that because this was like right out after undergrad, or like
Right.
at the time I was going for German classes, so I used to practice that because they would not give me any work, so I had to figure out my own things to do in that time. And when I used to get bored of studying, I used to be like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna play Sudoku." And they used to
Yeah.
get upset about these things. They had a little CCTV installed right behind my like chair, so they could see
Bruh.
all the stuff I was doing, and they used to get pissed about it. So anyway, cut to
Right behind your chair.
I mean, it was
Just
my
for
chair.
you.
Yeah, my it was just unfortunate because my desk was right by the door, and actually the CCD was at the door. But the first desk you see is mine in that video.
Damn, what a rebel. She's
So
like,
the
I'm gonna fix
CEO of the
Sudoku.
company constantly just kept seeing me play games and shit. So he hated me, bro. And he's like, "Oh, you study well, so you come with like, like you just have, how do I say, like, what's the term for
Like
when
you
you're like,
already think too big of yourself.
exactly, like they're like, oh, you
Like,
think so
I'm a
big of yourself
failure.
because you just studious, you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you're
yeah.
better than us. I'm like, bitch, you all have money. I don't. Why would I think more of myself? Are you stupid? Anyway, the fact that these people felt some inferiority complex
Yeah,
from
like
a
threatened by
fucking
a student.
yeah, they're feeling threatened by a kid, bro, who's like not even 20 years old. Why?
Clearly, they're all from our own because they just never got good grades and didn't get over it.
Could have been. I don't know. But anyway, so this Mandem, my manager at the time, he starts going off on me, yeah. So I think at this point we'd already been in the internship for like 2, 3 months. So he's been seeing me not do any work for the last 3, 4 months basically.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's started going off on me. I don't know what ticked him off that day. Just I don't think it was only to do with the fact that we came late from lunch. He was clearly having a bad day or something,
right.
and he starts going off on me. He starts calling me out for the way I dress. He's like, you come so untidy to the office, you look like you just got out of bed, you don't do any work, like all you're doing here and sitting is fucking playing Sudoku and just fucking reading your own books and shit. What the fuck, like we don't pay you so you can just come sit here and take like an extra 15 minutes at your lunch break. And he was proper, like he was personally attacking me, yeah. He was
Yeah,
going off on me and I got pissed until the fact that he was like, even when he started going personal, I didn't say much. But the minute he started talking shit about me not doing my work, I got hella triggered, okay? Because that's the one thing I have for myself.
yeah,
I agree, you can call me ugly, I don't give a shit. You can call me looking messy, I don't give a shit. Even if I disagree, I'm not going to say anything. But the fact that you're saying I'm not doing any work when you're the one not giving me work to do,
yeah. That's
and I
messed up.
know myself, I know I'm a tryhard. And any time that they'd given me any one or two small tasks here and there, I did it with full conviction and like I gave it my 100%. So I was like, so I'm speaking in this tone. He's yelling at me, and I'm like, listen, I know you're upset right now, but you're telling me that I don't do work. And whatever tasks you've given me till now, I've done it with all of my, um, you know, like to my fullest ability. And you just don't give me work. If you don't give me work, I'm going to do my own work. I'm studying
Right.
because I have entrances to write. I'm studying because I'm going for a language course. And since you're not giving me anything else to do, I'm using my time productively for myself. You can't
Wow.
question that. And then he got a bit taken aback, okay, because I don't think he was expecting me to say something.
Yeah.
And that pissed him off more. And he's like, fuck you. If you talk back to me, I'm going to call the university and I'm going to cancel your internship. Then you won't even get your degree. You talk to me like that and all. And I'm like, and I was so enraged, okay? I was so pissed. And the fact that he started then threatening me to like, cancel my internship and like affect my uni and all of this, then
Right.
I'm like, fuck, like now he has like an upper hand.
Yeah.
If I say something and if he actually goes ahead and does this, it's problematic for myself. Like he's not gonna get affected by it. And
Right.
I was like, fuck, bro. And then I didn't say anything. And then basically he just went off on me for like some 20 minutes. And yeah, that's it. That was the end of that. And then I just directly went to the washroom and I just had a whole breakdown. Because that entire 2, 3 months, I'd hated my life. I was like, what is this place? They're so fucking anal and they're so annoying and they're up all of the interns' asses. Like, you just need to get a life. And then I just, yeah, sucked it up, finished one mental breakdown, and then went back. Fuck that man. I really hope he never gets laid in life.
Same. Okay, hold on. What was the question?
Did you ever cry?
Oh, have you ever cried at work? Okay, I'll tell you one story, okay? But it's actually not about me crying because all the stories where I cry at work are too sad to talk about
Oh
on the
no.
podcast. There's no funny to it. But I'll tell you about an incident where when one of my coworkers cried, which is quite funny. Okay, so this was my first full time job and everything, and so the two heads of the company were basically husband and wife, and they were the type of people who, okay, so the wife was actually the founder of the company. The husband had gotten laid off by another really famous architecture firm, and so she had made him the principal founder as well. So she is a technically founder, and he's like right next to her, below her, whatever. And this firm claimed to have horizontal structure. Okay, first red flag. Didn't understand what that meant at the time, but it's okay, we know now. So this couple was the kind of couple that brought all their drama from home into work all the time.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they were obviously not happy. And he has huge ego issues, because imagine, like, you got laid off from a huge firm, like you're already up there and everything, and now you're your
Yeah.
wife's bitch, you know. So must
Yeah.
hurt, right? So they used to bring their like drama into work all the time. They were both just really bad managers. I won't get into that. So she decides that, okay, let's take feedback from our employees. Okay, so she sends out two Google forms to everyone, to all the employees, and asks, and one Google form is feedback for her, one Google form is feedback for him. And she asks all these different questions about like how they can do better, or like have there been any incidents where this whatever. I was smart and didn't tell the truth at all. Okay, at all. Because I was like, what, you're not gonna get me, like this is like too easy, right?
So it wasn't even an anonymous Google form?
I mean, I don't trust it either way. It was, I don't think it was an anonymous Google form, but even if it was, like, I wouldn't have trusted it either way. um yeah, so we answered the questions, whatever, and I told my coworkers, like, I didn't say anything like that'll get me in any trouble, like, so went on with that. Then next week we have a meeting in the conference room, okay, all the employees, and we're like, okay, so this is to discuss the feedback. They pull up the Google forms that people have written in, okay, on
Oh
the monitor,
my
on the big
days.
TV. They pull it up, and let me just tell you, okay, you know how you can give comments on PDFs or whatever?
Oh my dude, this is so embarrassing for them.
It's so embarrassing, okay? So they've literally commented on our feedback. On our feedback. Like, they've put little like arrows,
Your
and
feedback is wrong.
yeah, let us give you feedback on your feedback firstly. Okay,
That's crazy.
they put up like little arrows with like comments, and it was so funny. Okay, so she went through her feedback, which, even though like the concept of giving feedback for on feedback is makes no sense, like she was toxic in her own way, but it was not like she was passive aggressive and he's aggressive, you know. And so whatever, I like sat through it, and I was dying laughing, because I was like, where am I, right? And then he pulls up his feedback forms. Okay, this was, let me just tell you, I wish, like, I hope someday that document finds its way to me, because it's the funniest piece of like anything that I've ever seen. So for example, if we're like, okay, like, instead of, something that you can do that might actually benefit the employees is, you can say like thank you, or like use some kind of affirmative language to basically make sure everyone understands that they're being appreciated.
Right.
This man circles that and goes like, do your work better, then maybe you'll be appreciated, like shit like this. Okay, and it's like so clear on our screens, and this is every single piece of feedback, he's written something or the other like this. And he starts discussing it, not just that, he starts
So
discussing
he
it.
knows, or whatever, they know that who are the people that have given him this feedback?
Yeah, either way,
Oh my days.
none of the feedback I would say was anything, no one's dumb, no one's gonna be
Yeah,
like, you did this. But
yeah.
everyone understood like that, maybe some people were dumb enough to think, oh, they may change,
Right,
from
right.
this feedback session. So they, clearly decided to give some constructive criticism, and this man decides to start discussing it, okay, like out loud, being like, I don't know what generation this is that needs please or thank you for every small thing. Like, just do your job, then maybe I'll respect you, and this and that. Okay. It went on to, like, when he started saying this, one of the employees, he's a white dude, you know, only white people, like, I as an immigrant in that country could never
100%.
be like standing up for any, like, it's never gonna happen, right? So this dude, like, starts defending himself, rightfully so, and being like, it's not a huge ask to just, how will we know if we're doing a good job if we're never being appreciated, but then if we're doing a bad job, we're always being, reprimanded.
Yeah.
And this dude gets so pissed because he's like, how dare someone else speak when I'm
My
speaking versus
days
them?
is given Indian dad mentality.
Bro, he's like proper white uncle, right? So, and then he starts going off at him. He's just like, first of all, do you think your work is so great? Do you know how many years I've worked at this place, blah blah blah. He actually said, like, if you do a better job, then I might just respect you. He said that to his employee in front of
My days.
everyone. And then obviously this dude, like he starts like choking up a bit, and then he like
Oh
dips.
no.
And can you believe the next morning he got fired
That's
before
crazy.
before anyone even came into work.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's sad, bro.
Yeah.
It was not a funny story. This was really sad for that mandem. He got fired.
I guess it obviously it's not funny. It's just, can you imagine being in a meeting like this where your
No,
feedback is being put on a monitor and being commented on?
no, the craziest thing in all this is they only chose to ask for feedback.
Exactly. Exactly. No one asked them to do this. Bruh. It was so bad. This was just one of the many, to be honest. But yeah.
Fuck, hectic, bro. But yeah, the only other time that I cried for like cause of work was just because it was just too much stress, bro. I was just being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Work
That's
environment and all was fine. I was just too stressed. I was like, fuck, too many things to do. And then it was funny because I had just left the office and I was sitting in my car and I'm just like tearing up. Like I remember this so vividly. This is also in Dubai. And I have my hands on the wheel and I'm like looking just dead dead stare into like zoning out, okay, into space. And I'm just feeling my eyes watering, okay, like the tears are forming. And as the tears are forming, I see the door open, like to the parking, the door open, and one of my like co-workers walk out. I think he was also going to his car. The minute I saw him, yeah, I just sucked my tears back in so quick. I was like, "There's no way, no one's catching me. Be a little bitch on this job." Then I just drove home.
real though, real. I fully cried too. Like right after work, like when I was had my full time job and then my side hustle. I remember coming home late one day, like around 10 or whatever. That was my normal when I had both things going on. I came home and I fully had a breakdown, bro. Like I fully was like, I can't do this. I'm not built for the grind. Like, I'm a princess. Like I can't. It was so funny because it's like what at that point, like 3 years of being employed. And it's like, bro, like our parents have done this their whole
Yeah,
lives.
legit.
Like why am I such a little bitch?
No, facts, facts, facts. Okay, let's move to our next question.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, what are your top corporate life hacks?
Give me an example.
Okay, I'll give you one example that I used to use a lot. Okay. So, someone in my first job showed this to me, and I've used it like pretty much the whole time because a lot of companies use Teams, right? And for
Mhm.
Teams, like you need to, like, something needs to be moving or something for you to show up as active.
Yeah.
So, someone showed me how there are these YouTube clips that are just like a fireplace, and it goes on for like hours and hours and hours. You just leave one running and you're sorted.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. What is another hack? Let me think. This is like a genuine hack. It's just keyboard shortcuts, bro. That shit is a lifesaver. Not me being such a nerd and being like keyboard shortcuts are amazing.
Are you really?
To think about it, you can just switch between tabs, you can switch between windows, you can like cut, copy, paste. Amazing. Control CV that shit, bro.
Oh, you know another really, like, it's not really a life hack, but I use my mouse on like a really high DPI or whatever. So like my mouse is really fast.
Sensible, yeah.
Um so no one else could ever use my computer. So even if they wanted to micromanage me, they would have to tell me what to do because they're like, I can't fucking use your mouse.
No, but also another thing that I've of late been spoiled of is the fact that using multiple screens is genuinely, I'm obsessed with it.
Bro, when you go from one screen to two screens, it's a game changer.
Bro, I love it.
Yeah. Like some people have like one extra screen, yeah, but having the two extra screens, banging.
Same. I have three total screens now, and it's literally the only reason I go into the office.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I agree with that.
Because I don't have three screens in my apartment, so I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
look at it like that, and like that. Why?
You know, another thing that I feel like I personally have never like, used and can't say that it's from experience, but I feel like pretty privilege is a huge thing in corporate life.
100%.
I have definitely seen people who put in the effort to like do themselves up, like dress up really well, get the advantage because they do
100%.
that.
Yeah. Okay, again, now, funny side story, right?
Go for it.
Basically, this was before like, I was still in undergrad, and this was, I think, when we were studying, we used to do these events and volunteering jobs and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So it was one of these part-time volunteering type jobs where um, it was, I think, some type of expo, and I was supposed to be there as a promoter or some shit. I don't remember. And they used to have these huge interviews, and it used to go on, like, it would start at, let's say, 7 a.m. in the morning, and it would go on till like 9 p.m., and they would interview like thousands of people as promoters for those events, and they would just pick the ones that could speak most, comfortably to strangers and stuff. And of course, for the girls, they were looking for the prettiest women,
Yeah.
and they just wanted somebody who, people would be attracted to go speak to types. So I remember this was, I think, probably one of the first few interviews I'd like given for, this type of role. So every, let's say, five or six people, they would take inside in batches, right? And I think my batch was coming up next, and the manager guy or whatever, he comes up to our group, and he looks at all the girls, and he's like, "Okay, your batch is next. All of you go to the washroom, do your makeup, and come back." Bro, I was shook. First of all, I'm like, what, like 17, 18? This is like right out of high school.
This was
I don't,
pre-makeup.
I don't even know what makeup is. I'm like, are you serious? Like, the expectation for this interview is that I have to come in with makeup.
Yeah.
Oh my days, I lost my
That's
mind.
really wild though.
Yeah, and of course I didn't get the job. I didn't
Shocker.
do makeup. I didn't do shit. I had some oil in my hair, came with some two braids and all.
A maroon rubber band.
My maroon hairband from high school. But yeah, I didn't get the job. But the point was, it was just a like requirement. They're like, okay, all the girls, you're up next, so you guys go do your makeup and come back quickly.
That is really
I lost
wild.
my mind.
The
Yeah,
expectation is crazy.
yeah, wildness.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, I thought of this, or we thought of this cute ass segment for this video.
That's another corporate thing.
Correct.
Our team.
Our team. Oh my God, this company, our team is like a family.
Oh, red flag.
But okay, anyway. So, we thought of this game that we could play where I will ask her some regular phrases, which she needs to convert to corporate lingo, and she can do the same for me. Okay, I'm gonna start. How would you say fuck off in corporate lingo?
This is not a priority at the moment. Let's
You would
circle back.
say this in corporate.
Let's circle back.
But that's not really fuck off, innit?
It's just like,
Fuck
bro, why
off
the
is like
fuck are you
we don't want to
asking?
circle back. Like, don't come back to me with this shit.
Yeah, but you can't say that.
Fuck off should be more like,
You tell, what would you say?
that's what I'm thinking. Honestly, nothing can match the emotion of fuck off.
Yeah, agreed. Respectfully, fuck off. But sincerely, though.
Okay, should I ask my next one?
Yeah, go for it.
How do I say sounds like a you problem in corporate?
Wait, I can tell you for this one. That's outside my current scope of work. That's above
Oh
my
my days,
pay
that's actually a good one, bro.
grade.
That's currently not within the scope of my work or my responsibilities. Sincerely.
Sincerely, fuck off. Okay,
Okay,
let me ask you something.
okay, go on.
This is a waste of time.
Oh, fuck.
See, it's so hard actually to think of something.
Yeah, these are hard, bro. This is a waste of time. I think we should focus our resources on um other tasks at this moment in time.
Yeah, that's actually fair. I was thinking like we should evaluate the ROI on this
Oh,
task.
that's a good one too. That's a good one too. Okay, do you have another one?
Yeah, I do. I don't want to do this.
That was actually one on my list as well.
Okay, so you tell first, then I'll tell you.
Yeah, I think for this, I would say let's circle back to this.
Yeah, or
It
I'm
would be
not
something
sure
like
this is the best use of my bandwidth.
my
Or
time.
yeah.
It would be something like, unfortunately, I'm preoccupied with some other task at the moment, but we can circle back to this.
Yeah. Or this other person can help you with this.
Actually, this is not within my expertise. Mr. So and so is really good with this type of stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Or
Okay,
like,
let me ask you a quick side question, yeah?
yeah.
Tell me some of the funny ways you can open a like email.
I've seen so many reels on this.
These are hilarious.
You tell me one.
Hope you are well.
Hope this message finds you
Finds
well.
you well.
Like
Oh my days.
like bitch, will I tell you if it didn't find me well?
I hate it. But
Okay,
I'm not gonna
how do you
lie.
feel about using a lot of exclamation marks and stuff in your emails? Because I've been told not recently, but I've been told at a job where like if you're a woman, you're not gonna be as respected if you use all these exclamation marks because people don't take you seriously.
What do you mean all these exclamation marks? Like how
Not
many
all
would
these,
you
but
use?
any exclamation marks. They're just like they're just not necessary. But I'm like, how will they know I'm nice?
Correlated to a woman, I'm gonna get pissed because why the fuck does a man put an exclamation mark and it doesn't make any difference?
I mean, this was at my first job, so everything that was said, I'm taking with a grain of salt. But yeah, what do you
Yeah, no,
think?
I okay. First of all, I think nobody should have to put an exclamation mark because why the fuck was that punctuation even created? And second of all, I don't know about women and all. If men are allowed to put it, I'm putting it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. So,
So did
shall
we
we
answer the
answer
question?
our overarching big question?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, are you girly or are you just selling your soul?
For right now, I'm selling my soul, bro. For right now, I'm
I
selling
mean,
my soul.
Fez, I mean, makes sense, right? Like, you've literally just taken a break from the corporate life.
Yeah, right now. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, in general, I just feel like I can't get it out of my head that the first few years need to be the grind. in order to like build a foundation for make doing some like building something on your own. For example, if it's a firm for me, I still need the experience that comes from working for someone else to be able to
Right,
do that.
right.
So
And also the money from working for someone else to
fuck
be able to.
yeah, that's the biggest motivator, bro, to work. Let's be
Yes,
real.
yes, yes, yes.
What do you think? You're kind of a corporate girly, Loki.
I am fully a corporate girly. I've had moments where I'm like swinging a little bit back and forth, but I think at this moment in time, hope this email finds you well because I'm a corporate girly baby girl.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Okay, well,
I
that's
love all the corporate benefits I'm having right now. I love, yeah, like I said, I enjoy my job. So for now, I'm corporate.
fair enough, bro. And we love that for you. You're killing
Yeah.
it. We're gonna clip that.
That's fine. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode and come back again next week, please. We love to yap and we love for you guys to hear us yap. And yeah, share, subscribe, support, send it, talk about us, text us and be like, we want to be on your party. We'll have you on, brother. All right, then. Bye, friends. Thank you.